I have an idea for a whole bunch of cardboard. Will it work? I don't know. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Let's find out together. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it, and thank you to everyone who is leaving me such encouraging comments and words of support. Thank you very much. Now, I've been asked to do this type of craft since I have been on YouTube, and I've never done it for two reasons. The first reason is I always thought that it was very time consuming, and the second reason is I didn't really have any creative ideas for one until this box was delivered to my home. And when I looked at it, I thought, maybe, just maybe, I can make it work. So I don't have a prototype because I haven't made it. As we get into the project, I'll give you more exact measurements for certain things that I'm doing, but I also have a whole stack of 12 by 12 paper that I'll be cutting down into various sizes for the various boxes that are on the inside. I'm going to walk you through the process on how we can make this. I can't give you exact measurements up front, but I will walk you through the process, and I will give you the measurements as they come to be. Right now, I don't even know what they are because I'm just going with an idea that's in my head. So I have a box, and my box measures 14 by 14 by 3.5. And it has a fold over lid here that I think I'm going to try to keep. I don't know if I can, but here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to make a mark at 7, slide up, I'll make another mark at 7, slide up, I'll make another mark at 7, slide up, and I will make another mark at 7. So I am just going to take my ruler and I'm going to place it down on my marks, and I am just going to cut through like this. And then I'll do the same thing here towards the bottom. Now, will my Advent box be perfect? It will not be. So I am just going through and cutting on that score that I made, and then I'm going to cut off this little piece right here. So then I'm going to take this, and y'all, I'm going to go along the bottom and just cut across. Like this. This is how I'm going to create my little door. I'll do the same thing over here. There might be an easier way to do this, but for me, I've never made one of these before, so this was the concept that I had in my head, and I decided I would go with it. So now I have my little box. This will be the bottom. I'm going to keep it in as the bottom because I will be stabilizing all of this, but I wanted to have some doors on this that actually opened like that. All right, y'all, so to get the front of my box, I created an image and I printed it on 13 by 19 inch paper. And I'm able to print this large on my Epson EcoTank 8850. I'll have it linked in the description box below. So what I did was I printed my full image and then I printed background images so that I'd have enough to go around the outside of the box. Then I took this image and I simply cut straight down the middle so that I would have two pieces for the front of the box. I'm going to move those over here for just a minute because what I want to be able to do is I don't really want the rough edges showing here. So I am going to take some of my craft paper and I am just going to fold it over my rough edges so that they aren't showing. So I'm going to get me a couple of strips. And then we'll just fold it in half like this. And I'll crease it and I will cut off the top like this. So now I just want to remove this curl. Just sort of roll it along my desk to get some of that curl out to make it easier for us to work with it. So now I'm just going to cut this piece in half like this. Then I'm going to add some tape. And like I said, this doesn't have to be even. It just needs to be long enough so that we can wrap it over the top and the side edge of the door. So I'm going to place some tape here. Now I'm going to bring in my box and I am going to take this and put it over the edge like that. That's going to give me the nice finished edge that I want. So I'm just trimming off some of this. So now I'm going to peel away my tape backer. We'll take this piece and I'm just going to put it on like this. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'll fold over like that. And that covers that rough edge there. And we're going to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to take this piece, put it on like that. And basically all I want is enough to be able to fold over and hide the rough edges. Then I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to place some glue here because I need for this to stay stuck. So let's place that glue there. Grab a couple of clips, put my clips. And so now I'm going to take some more of that craft paper and we're going to do the same thing here at the top because we want to make sure we have that covered as well. So just going to roll this across my desk, getting out some of that curl. Let's cut away some of this because we won't need all of it. I'm just going to put that on to measure to see how much I actually need. And now I'll take my tape. I'm going to put some tape on this piece. And now I will cut this down the middle. And I have my two pieces for the top. So I am going to bring this back in. And we're going to place these pieces on the top just like we did with the side piece. But the only difference being is I am going to fold this over and we're just going to cut in at an angle, just basically giving that a slight miter so that when we put it on, it'll go on and look like that. So I am going to remove just a little bit of this end piece. So now I'm going to peel away my tape backer. I'm going to take this piece and put it down like this, getting it nice and stuck, and then I'll fold it over, pull it nice and tight, and fold it over like that. And you can see how that looks. Looks a whole lot better than this looks right now. So now we're going to take this piece, put it on like this, and again I'll take my scissors and we're going to angle in just a little bit to miter. And now we'll peel away our tape backers. We'll take this piece, put it right there, and then we can fold it over like that. I'm going to remove my clips so that I can make sure this is going to shut, and it does. So now I'm going to go ahead and line the inside, and I'm going to line it using 12 by 12 paper that I will be cutting. So I am going to cut 2 pieces of 12 by 12. Let's start at 7 and let's see what that gets us. So yeah, I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 7 by 12, and we're going to take these 2 pieces and we'll be placing them right here. So the inside flaps will have these 2 pieces on them. I'm going to go ahead and tape those 2 pieces, and then we'll put them inside. All right, so both of my pieces have the backer sheets removed. We're going to bring the box back in, and we're going to take this piece and we're going to put it on like this. So you can see I have that little border here at the top as well as a border at the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing over here. We're going to take this piece and we're going to put it down like that. Nothing about my project is going to be perfect because I'm starting with a pre-made cardboard box. So we have these pieces in like this. So now I'm going to take my scrap pieces and we're going to place them here on the side, and they need to be about 2 3/4 of an inch by 12. So I'm going to cut these 2 scraps at 2 3/4 of an inch. Add some tape, and then we'll place these down. So let's add our tape. Peel away my tape backers. And we're going to put them on the inside like this. Then I'll flip it over and we'll do the same thing on this side. So now we have it covered, going in like that. We'll take a piece of 12 by 12, put that 12 by 12 here, and then I'll add a scrap piece of 12 by 12 on the top so that we can join that together and cover that space. away the information bar here. Then I'm going to take another piece of 12 by 12, cut away the information bar, and I'm going to cut a piece at 4 by 12. And that'll be the piece that we use to fill in that gap. So I'll place that piece in like this, and then we'll place this piece in. So I am going to add some tape to this piece. And I'm going to add tape to this piece. So now I'll peel away my tape backers, and we will get the inside of our box pretty much finished off. So let's just go ahead and take this piece. When I put it in, I'm just going to try to match it on that side. Then we'll take this piece. Then we'll peel away the backer strips. We'll take this piece and put it in like that, trying to match it. Not perfect, but it's good enough. So now we have this covered, and now I want to go ahead and cover the bottom. This piece is approximately 8 inches. I am going to cut 2 pieces, one at 4 by 12, and then one at 4 by 4. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pieces and we're going to fold them over the bottom like this. So I am going to go ahead and just add some more tape. So now we're going to take this, I'm going to put it in by pushing it all the way down, getting it stuck, and then I'll fold it over like this. And now you can see how I pushed it in. And then I'll do the same thing with this piece. Push it all the way in, and then we fold it over like this. So now we pretty much have the inside done. I think I'm going to go ahead and place down my decorative covers. So I have my 2 decorative cover pieces here, and they'll go on just like this. So I am going to put them as close to the edge as possible. So I'm going to start by trimming off 3/8 of an inch from the top. So we'll give this a try and see how this fits. We'll trim some more if we need to. So then I cut my front pieces to 7 by 12 and a half. And we're going to take these, and when I put them on, I am going to put them on as close to the edge here as I can. We are going to have this raw edge showing over here. That's going to be okay. So now we're going to take this piece. I am going to try to get these even. And we'll place that right there. And go over this and get it nice and stuck. And so now I'm going to take this piece and we're going to put it down here on the back. So I am just going to take this, fold it, Then I'll use my finger blade to cut on my mark for that fold. And so what we have is a piece that is approximately 13.5 by 13. So then I just need to cut away a little bit of the top. So we're going to cut this piece to 12.5 by 13. But your measurements are going to depend on the size box that you're using. Your box sizes probably will not be the same size as mine. So now we can take this and we can put it on the back like this. I am just going to put this down using my glue, just making sure that I have my edges nice and covered with glue. And then I'll just go back on the inside and add some glue. And we'll take this piece and we'll put it on like this. All right, so what I have are a whole bunch of pieces of scrap cardboard from boxes that have been delivered to my house, and I just want to get my sizing. So all I'm doing, this is corrugated cardboard, so I am basically just going to take it and put it in like this to see if I can get a fit. And I do think that I have a decent enough fit with this size. So that is how I determine the size that I need. You'll probably have to do something similar with yours. Or if you have a long ruler, you can go in with that 18-inch ruler or so and get your measurements. So I'm going to take that, and when we put it in, I'm going to be putting in some shelves in strategic little places. So for this one, I'm going to remove some of this, and I'm going to bring in my ruler. I know this is a straight edge, and so I'm going to position my ruler here. And I am going to mark off 2 3/4. And I'll just slide down and I'll keep making my mark at 2 3/4. Then I'll take my ruler, place it on my marks like we did before, and I'm just going to cut through like this. Then I'll take this piece and I'm going to double up my shelf because I don't want it to bend. So I'll take this, use it as my guide, and now I have a nice shelf here. I am going to take glue to stick these two together, and the reason why I'm using glue and not tape is because when the glue hardens, it'll add some extra stability. So I'm just going to take that, smush it around Just get that stuck. And I will be covering this with paper too. But we'll be able to take this, and wherever we decide to place it, we'll be able to put in a nice little shelf. So I'll probably put a shelf here and maybe a shelf right here. I haven't really decided because y'all, when I say I'm winging this, I am winging this. I'm going to go ahead and take this piece. I know that is a straight edge, so I am going to cut this at 6 and cut another piece at 6. And then I'll cut these out. And then I took one of the 6-inch pieces, and I'm cutting out 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 6. And we can glue them together. So then we'll do another set of 6 by 2 3/4. All right, so now we're joining these two together. So we're going to have 2 that are 2 3/4 by 6 that I have doubled. And this is just to give you an idea of how you can make your shelves as well, or your dividers as well. All right, y'all, so what I did was I covered the long 2 3/4 piece in paper. And now I am going to cover the 2 pieces that I have that are 2 3/4 by 6. We are going to go ahead and cover those in paper as well. So I'm just going to take this, put it down like this, and then I can fold that over. I'll miter here, miter here. I can trim this portion away, and I can trim away at the bottom, and I can miter to remove that. Then I'm just going to take my glue, place my glue like that, take this piece, fold it over. I'm going to get that nice and stuck. Then I'll take this piece and we're going to fold it over like that. So I am just going to place some more glue. And I'll fold over. Trim away the excess. Making sure that we have this nice and stuck. And now I'll do the second one and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so I have these covered. All right, y'all, so my plan is to take my shelf, put my shelf in like that, put these two pieces in like this. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and just put the shelf in. But before I glue the shelf in, I'm going to glue in the bottom pieces. So I am going to take my glue, go ahead and put my glue on the bottom. I'm using Reptile adhesive. And then I'm going to place my glue here on the back side. I'm going to take that, put it in like that. Then I'm going to stand it up so that I can look at this to see if I have it straight. And I'm just pressing down and pressing back on that one. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to add some glue. Being very generous with that glue. And then I'm going to add some glue right here. We'll take this one and I'm going to put it in right here. Again, I'm going to stand it up to see if I have it straight. And so now I have my two pieces in. I'll go ahead and just take the shelf out and we're going to add some glue to this part of the shelf. Add some glue. On the side. On both sides. Then I'm going to stand this up because I need to add some glue here on the top. So now let's take this, slide it into position, pushing it all the way in. Like that. Getting it back on both sides. And now we just need to press in those sides, give this some time to dry, and y'all, I will be back. All right, y'all, so I'm back. Different shirt, different day. I let this dry overnight so that we could have our nice shelves in place. And so now we're going to go ahead and finish putting our decorative pieces on this, and then we'll make the boxes for the inside. All right, so what I have to finish off my decorative pieces, I have a piece of that 13 by 19 paper that I've been using, running it through my Epson 8850. And again, the link for that will be in the description box. I am going to take this, and I was thinking about this last night, so I decided that I really just want to take that top flap and glue it to my side flaps. Now again, what I'm doing might not work for the box that you have, or if you want to make an Advent box, this process might not work for yours. because all of our boxes are probably going to be a little bit different. So I am going to take some washi tape and just hold this in place while it dries. Just putting some washi tape on like this. We're just going to hold that in place. And I'll do the same thing over here. We just want to use that washi to hold that down. Because what I want is I really want this overhang lip right there. And I think it's going to be really cute. So now I'm going to take my ruler, measure my sides, and I am going to cut out my side pieces. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 2 3/4. By about 12 1/2. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit of this. And a little bit of this. And we're going to take these and we're going to put them on the side like this with tape. So I'm still giving that top a chance to dry. So I am going to go ahead and just add some double stick tape to the back. And y'all, I know that this might not be the way that some of you would do it. So seriously, and I don't mean this to be smart or sassy. If you have an alternative way that you think is going to work better than what I'm demoing here, really go ahead and give your way a try. Like I said, this is the first time that I have done this. And truly, this is like a winged it project for me. Didn't really measure anything out. Just saw a box I liked and I went with it. So you might have made these before and you might have done something a little bit different. So I'm just adding my tape. Now I'm going to peel away my tape backers. Take my box. Let's peel away this washi. The box is getting bigger, so it's becoming a little bit difficult to keep everything in frame. But that is how I put that piece on. Flip it around to this side. I'm going to remove the washi. And we'll take this piece and we'll put it on like this. So now I have coverage all the way around my box. And I think it's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to bring that washi back in because I still need to let that dry just a little bit. That glue really needs to grab. Set up. So we'll work on the top later because I want my glue to have a really good chance to dry. So what I've decided to do is I have these sections here and I want to fill these with boxes, and I'm going to fill this with boxes as well. So the way that I did it was I measured the inside, and this is about 7.5 inches inside. and then it's almost 6 inches tall. And so to figure out the boxes, I used 7.5 and 6. And then I decided how thick, how tall do I want my boxes to be. And I decided that I wanted to stack these boxes going this way, and I wanted them to be 1 inch high. So that is how I figured out the sizes that I needed my boxes to be. That gave me, I was able to make 5 boxes and get those 5 boxes in here, but you can see that I still have some space here at the top. We'll address that in just a minute, but first I'm going to go ahead and show you how I made the boxes. So when you're making yours, you need to figure out what sizing am I working with and how deep and how tall do I want my boxes to be. So for this section, my boxes when finished are 7.5 by 2.5, and they are 1 inch deep. And because this was slightly smaller than 6, I'm only able to get the 5 boxes in here. But that is how you figure this out. You're going to need to figure out how deep do you want it to be, how long do you want it to be, and how tall do you want it to be. And I know that I want my box to be 7.5 inches when finished, and I want it to be 1 inch tall. So I'm going to add 1 inch to both sides of that box, and that's going to give me a starting point of 9.5. Then I want my box to be 2.5 inches deep. So that means that I'll have a top that's 2.5 inches, a bottom that's 2.5 inches. So that's my starting point of 5. And then I know that my height is 1 inch, so I'll need that 1 inch in the front, the 1 inch in the middle so that the box will fold, and then the 1 inch on the end so that I can close the box. So that means that I'll have 3 1-inch sections plus the 5 inches that I just talked about. That gives me 8. All of this hopefully will make sense in just a minute. So here on the 8-inch side, we're going to go ahead and do what I just talked about. So there's my first 1-inch score. Then I need the bottom, and that's 2.5 inches. So there is a score at 3.5 inches. Then I need another 1-inch score, and there's that one. Then I need the top, that is 2.5 inches. So I'm at 4.5 inches here, and that means that I score at 7, and there's that final third 1-inch piece. So I have my 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and I have 2.5 inches in between all of it. Hopefully that made sense. Now I'm going to turn it to the 9.5 inch side, and we score at 1. I'll turn it to the opposite 9.5 inch side, and we score at 1. All right, so now that I have all of my scores folded and burnished, I am going to put my box together. And it's going to be very simple. We're going to go to the first score mark and cut straight down, angle, go over here, go to the first score mark, cut straight down, and angle, like that. Then I'll turn it. We'll have these middle score marks. We just go up to the score mark and cut straight through the middle. We angle, and we angle. And then we do the same thing over here. And we angle, and we angle. And so far your piece will look like this. Now for those of you who have 3-inch deep boxes, these box sizes that I'm quoting are box sizes that you can possibly use if you choose to make your own advent calendar using a box with a depth of 3 inches. So now on this end, we need to remove this square altogether. So I'll cut straight down here, and then I'll do an angle cut here. It's a deeper angle. We'll cut straight down this square mark, and then we do another deep angle cut. So now I'm just going to put this together with tape. And I'm using tape just to speed up the process on this demo box. And now we can take this, put it together, making sure the edges are nice, tight, and crisp. And we'll do the same thing here. We want to have nice, tight, and crisp edges and corners. So then we're going to take these side pieces and tuck them in. And y'all, now we have a box for our advent calendar. And this box is 2.5 by 7.5, and it's 1 inch tall. So basically what I did was I made 5 of these boxes and we put them in here because I can only get 5 to fit. So then what I did was I just made a filler piece. I took some of that coordinating paper and then just folded it into a little tube here so that I could put it in like this, and we could have this nice and tight right there. So I am just going to take this and we're going to go ahead and add some glue. And I'm going to spread that glue fairly close to the front because I do want that to be nice and flush. So I'm going to take this and just slide it in like that. And so that fills in that space. So then I just decided to make some boxes to fit these other sections using the same process that I used here. Now in the description box, I'm going to have the various sizes that I used and where I used them. So like I said, if you're using a box that has a 3-inch depth, those sizes might be sizes you want to just duplicate. So what I did here in the middle section was I made some 2-inch boxes, and then I made a 1-inch box and a 3/4 inch box, just so that I could have my sizing right, like that. And I don't need to have a filler piece because you can see that that fills that nicely. Then I made some boxes that would fit in here. And again, I'll have those sizes listed in the description box. And you can take those sizes and you can play with your layout however you like. But this was the layout that I ended up going with. Now I have this huge section here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 boxes, and I want to make 12 more boxes to fit here on the top. So I really wanted my boxes to be longer boxes and just a few shorter boxes. So the boxes that I'm going to make for up here, and I'll probably go along the top and just sort of mix and match, but I'll show you what I'm doing in just a minute. The boxes are all going to follow the same box making technique. I'll go ahead and make some boxes for here at the top. So in order to make the boxes for the top, I am going to cut, let's start with 6 boxes. I'm going to cut 6 pieces at 8 by 8. And y'all, the most time-consuming part of this whole process is making all of these little boxes. I think that's why I chose to make larger boxes, because I didn't want to make a whole bunch of small boxes. So I have cut 6 pieces at 8 by 8. We're going to score all 6 of these pieces exactly the same. So we're going to score at 1, at 3.5, at 4.5, and at 7. Then we'll rotate it once and we'll score at 1, rotate it again, and score at 1. So you have two 1-inch scores on the opposite side, and then we have a score at 1, 3.5, 4.5, and 7. So we'll do it again. We score at 1, at 3.5, at 4.5, and at 7. And then we rotate it once, score at 1, turn it again, and score at 1. I'm going to go ahead and score the rest of these, and I'll be right back. All right, so I have all 6 of those pieces scored, and we are going to fold and burnish. And we'll do one together. Then I'll make the other boxes of this size off camera. So again, we're going to go to the score mark, drag straight down, angle. On this side, go to the score mark, drag straight down, and angle. Then we turn it, and we free those center tabs by going up to the score mark and dragging straight down. Then we'll angle. Same thing here. Let's angle. And then on this side, we want to go to the score mark, and we are going to angle in here to remove this piece. Now we can put our box together with tape. We don't put any tape up here. We start with the middle tab. We add our tape or glue, whichever one you want to use. And then we add some tape on these tabs. And we just make sure our corners are nice, tight, and crisp. And we fold in, and there's that box. I'm going to go ahead and put the others together, and I'll be right back. All right, so I've made the boxes, and I've put the boxes in on this side. So we have the 6 boxes here. I need to make 6 more boxes, and the box size that we're going to make this time is going to be this box. I'm going to follow the same box making process that we did on the others. We need to cut a piece that is 6.5 by 11. And on the 6.5-inch side, we need to score at 2. Rotate it to the opposite 6.5-inch side and score at 2. Turn it to the 11-inch side. Let's score at 2, at 4.5, at 6.5, and at 9. Now we can fold and burnish all of our scores. So again, all I did was I made a series of different box sizes, and then I sort of laid them out to see how I wanted them to fit inside of the case. And then where we have any gaps, we'll fix those as well. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go up to the first score mark and drag straight down. Let's angle. Go up to this score mark, drag straight down. Let's angle. Turn it on the side and go to the next score mark. Drag straight down. Go to the score mark next to it and drag straight down. We just need to angle in, turn it around to this side, go up to the score mark and drag straight down. Go to this score mark and drag straight down. Angle, angle. And so far your piece should look like this. Now on this end, we'll go up to the square mark, we'll drag straight down, but this time we'll do a deeper angle cut right there, and then I'm going to reduce this just a little bit. So we'll do that over here as well. Go up to the square mark and cut straight down. Do a nice deep angle cut, and then reduce. Now we'll place our tape on these two tabs and these two tabs. Or you can use glue, but for the sake of making these boxes fast for the video, I am using tape. So now we're going to put it together by taking this tab and connecting it to this panel, making sure that we have nice, tight, and crisp corners. We'll do the same thing here. Then we'll take this tab and we connect it to make the box. We do the same thing right here. So now we're able to take these pieces, fold in, and fold in. So I am going to make 5 more of these, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so the boxes are all made. I have 18 boxes here, and then I made these 2 by 2 by 2.5 inch boxes. So I made these, and they fit in like this. And so what I ended up doing was cutting off that front lip because it didn't fit the way that I wanted it to. So I am going to take out all of my boxes from the top. And we're going to go ahead and cover this to make it look really nice. So this won't fit in my scoreboard, so I am just going to sort of estimate the size that I want to work with. And so I'm cutting a piece that is about 5 inches wide. Let's bring our box back in. This is going to go on the top just like this. But I can see that it is too wide. So I'm going to cut off just a little bit. And we'll try it again. And so now we can take it, and I can still trim a little bit more. And so now we should be able to take it and put it on the top like this. So let's take our tape. I'm going to put our tape on this piece. I need to stand up so that I can get this as straight as I want it. So we're going to put that right up there like that. And then I am just going to fold it over the front. And then I'll fold it under. Making sure that I have everything nice and stuck. I use my big old spatula. Go across the front to smooth everything out. Go underneath. And y'all, I'm pleased. So I'm going to take my boxes, put the boxes back in, because I think we're going to have a gap that I will show you how to fill. I'm going to take these boxes and put them in, and now we have this little gap here. So what I did was I created this little filler piece, but I am just going to take it and we're going to put it in like this, and then I can put my box back in and we will have everything nice and tight on the inside. So I'm going to add some glue here like that, and I am just going to smush this around to get it nice and stuck. Then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back. We're going to take this, put it in, I'm going to slide it over and get it stuck. Now I'm going to put my boxes back in so the boxes can definitely show that little divider where we want it to be. Alright, so I've stacked some cardboard and I've added some double stick tape to it, and that is how we're going to make our little pedestal. So I am going to take this, we're going to put it on right there. And I'll angle to get my miter point, and we'll do the same thing here. You just go ahead and reduce that. And we'll angle there. And I'll go ahead and trim here. Angle here, and I will go ahead and trim here. So now we'll be able to take this, fold it over like this, and create that beautiful little pedestal. I am going to take my tape and let's just place some tape here. Then I'm just going to fold this over so I can figure out where I need to cut here. So I can see my fold mark right here. I am just going to cut inside that just a little bit. Let's add some tape, and we'll be able to do the wraparound method on our pedestal. Alright, so let's go ahead and peel away our tape backers from right here. I'm going to take this piece, fold it over, take this piece, fold it over, I'm going to add just a little bit of tape here to the corner so that I can fold this over tap this into my desk, get rid of my little pointy, and then I'll peel away the backers from this piece. I'm going to take this and fold it over like this. Let's get it stuck. I'm going to rub it into my desk. And that is our beautiful pedestal base. I'm going to bring in the box. And we're going to place it down on the pedestal, making sure that it's nice and even on all four sides. And since I have some plastic on the bottom, I am actually going to just put this down using my tape, because I have some plastic tape backer that was on the original shipping box on the bottom, so I don't want to try to deal with getting my glue to stick to that plastic. So all I'm doing is adding tape to the bottom like that. And then I'll peel away my tape backers. And I'm going to take this and place it down, trying to get it even on all four sides. And I think I did okay. So you can see my little pedestal base right there. And you can see the pedestal in the back. For my first one, y'all, I think it looks pretty good so far. So now I'm going to open this, and I have these little packs that I bought a long time ago when I had planned to make an advent calendar. I think my second year that I was on YouTube, and I just chickened out. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add to the bigger boxes. I'll be able to add these numbers. So I think what I want to do is I am going to take, yeah, these are quite old. I am going to put the number 6 right there. I like the way this number 1 looks. So I'm going to put it right there. I like the way the 9 looks. So we're going to take the 9 and just put it right there. Take the 24th and put it there. Take this number 5 and put it right there. We can move these around if we want. I'm going to take my 12 and put it right there. Lucky number 7. It right there. Well, I like them all, but I'm just trying to figure out how I can work these in like that. So now I have those numbers covered. All right, y'all, so I have added my 24 numbers, and I did it using a mixture of my gold numbers and then some of those stickers, and I think it turned out well. For my very first ever advent calendar, I don't think I did half bad. I am really pleased with it, and I am going to be using this. But I do have one more little idea for the front. I am going to use these door knockers, and I am going to place them right there. I think they're cute. And so to place them, I am going to use my Reptile adhesive. You guys know I have used Reptile before to place my metals, and they hold very well. So let's just go ahead and take this one. We're going to put it right there. And then I'll take this one, add my glue, and we're going to put this one right there. So if you haven't ordered your Reptile adhesive, y'all go ahead and make sure that if you use Reptile adhesive, you get your order in before the cold weather months so that you aren't left out in the cold without your favorite adhesive. So let's let these handles dry, and then we'll have a look at my first ever advent calendar. All right, y'all, our handles are nice and dry. I'm just going to open this so that you can see the inside. We have all of these wonderful drawers that you can fill with all types of little this and that. I don't know about you, but with this being my first ever advent calendar, I think I did okay. I am pleased with it. So if you have some cardboard boxes, why not think about ways in which you can turn those into your own advent calendars. And as I said earlier, the most time-consuming part of this whole project, making 24 boxes, but make sure you check the description box because I will have the 3 different sizes of boxes listed below that I used on this project. So I hope that you have enjoyed this new project. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, all day, every day, this is what we do, and this is how we do it. I would love to have you subscribe to my channel, so please hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I upload a new video. As always, my friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.